Having an acquired brain injury is an element of life that is difficult to come to terms with. As it seems to me, it is a very comprehensive and constantly evolving disability. While being difficult to point to one singular disabling element, depending on the location and severity of the injury, and then on the individual themselves, it is constantly developing. As part of my series of human rights influenced interviews, I am doing one on acquired brain injury. It is quite a complex and unknown area that I believe is worth examining. I recently interviewed Anat and Manda on our common perspectives on life.
What has having an ABI meant to you? Have you realised its complexity?
Yes, you find out after a little while, once you realise what you're not able to do anymore. You don't know immediately, but you get to learn after a while.
Having the ABI for me has shown me what the difficult experience this is. Prior to the injury, I could go mountain climbing and salsa dancing, whereas now post-injury, I can't walk 5 meters without falling. I've had therapy constantly, and I think my walking has improved a little bit.
And that's how long have you had your ABI?
17 years.
Yes, it takes a long time to get used to the things that you can't do anymore, doesn't it?
And to get used to the things that you'll never be able to do again, maybe.
Although luckily it's given us the opportunity to increase our appreciation of the little things in life that before we took for granted, such as swallowing, breathing, and walking 2 meters.
For me, there's nothing like walking. Nothing. Anyway, has that changed at all during the time you have had it? Your ABIs?
Some things get better, some things get worse. So I think the trick is to think only of the things that get better. Enjoy and appreciate the good things and try not to get worried about things you can't change.
I think with me, initially, after getting my ABI, I felt I would be able to do everything again. And only later I saw that it's changed and there's a lot of things I can no longer do, but it's okay. I've learned to accept.
Now, after recovering and rehabilitating, did you find that your thinking had changed?
It has to, because if you're too busy worrying about what you used to be able to do, you just get too distressed. And to some extent, I learned that I can do many of the things I used to do, I just can't do them as well.
Well, I felt that prior to my accident, I could study many languages and many university degrees. Post-injury, I find focusing extremely difficult and completing sentences really hard.
Did you find that change in society's anticipation of you? Did you find the change in your family and friends' anticipation of you?
Well, with me, I feel that most of society does that this is a simple hurdle one must overcome and go for. And it's taken me so many years, it's not little at all.
The relationships change. And initially, I got very upset about that. But I've met some fantastic people since. Some really wonderful people.
Has society's reaction to your ABI, their knowledge of it, influenced that at all?
Initially, after having the ABI, my taxi driver was always turn to my family friends or carers and ask them where I'm heading to. I felt quite inexistent and as though I don't matter at all. I think this has improved a little.
That's only happened to me once at a bank. The bank manager was told that I had a brain injury, so didn't speak to me again. Hang on, I'm sitting here, ask me. I think that just shows other people's ignorance. I don't think it's a reflection on us.
Given the lack of societal knowledge of ABI, has that affected your relationship with family, friends, society in general?
Me, luckily, my family has always been quite close-knit and understanding, and after the injury, they've understood the challenges I have to overcome. But my friends, I have so many, I feel like I can count my good friends on one hand.
Really decent people. I hang on to them like crazy.
Now for my last question, are there any positive traits to having an ABI? Perhaps traits with outcomes that you would never have thought of?
I think, firstly, when we walk down the street, people clear the way for us, feeling that we need lots of space simply because we may carry a walker or a stick, which is convenient for us. But also I feel that after the injury, this caused me to have increased appreciation of the little things in life.
If you can be positive and find the good things in life, take them and enjoy every minute. So yes, that's probably how I've changed. You do meet some terrific people. When people say, oh, you're an inspiration, I think, I'm not interested. I'm just doing the best I can do. And when I can achieve something I want, I've learned to congratulate myself. Before the accident, I was a very, very good skier. And I joined the Disabled Winter Sport Association and they took me skiing. Well, I was pleased that I could even stand up because my balance is terrible. So if I compared me now with me then, I would have had a very difficult day. But knowing that I'm not in a good place anyway, I congratulate myself when I get things right. And I think you've got to do that. And if you can get good things happening, or you meet good people, or you can achieve something that you would like to achieve, then go and do it and pat yourself on the back for the effort.
People who hear that I have an ABI and they immediately put me in the category of I must be brain dead and I can't learn a thing. I love to prove to them, actually, I can now speak an extra language, 5 languages, and I can do things that they can't dream of.
Can I tell you something that I'm going to brag about a bit?
Please.
I've got 4 chapters of a book finished.
Manda, I'm so proud of knowing other disabled people who really can prove to the world that they haven't stopped growing. Well done. Lisa, good on you for making this project work.
People have to know what ABI is all about, or some of it at least. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
I've really enjoyed our chat.